Welcome back to Tech, a channel dedicated to showing you gadgets, reviews, and tech all around. If you find my videos helpful and useful, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. Today, I have the OnePlus Nord N20 5G. Let's get to it. Opening the box, we have this sleeve here. Comes with a SIM ejector tool with some manuals and instructions on how to use the device, both in English and in Spanish. Below this other sleeve, we have a 33-watt wall charger with a Type-C to Micro A original charger. Interestingly enough, OnePlus is still sticking to those type of chargers. I'm assuming they're making the changes little by little. Definitely will keep an eye out on that. Most devices nowadays are coming with the Type-C to Type-C cable only, so it's nice to see that they actually are providing their consumers with a wall charger still. Let's put this aside and move over to the review of the phone. Now, the N20 is only available for Metro by T-Mobile and T-Mobile, so if you're trying to find this device outside of there, you won't be able to do so. Hopefully sometime this year if anyone else is interested. Now, this device is affordable with a retail price of $282. However, you won't be spending that much at all. If anything, the device with a new line at T-Mobile is $69.99, so $70. Not too bad. Once again, for what you're getting here, it's good for the price. What I like about this phone is the simple design. It gives me that iPhone look for a mid-range price with a nice blue display body. Actually, I believe they call it blue smoke. Not too bad of a look. It does leave some fingerprint residue, which I am not a big fan, especially because my hands get clammy. So that being said, it is a 6.43-inch AMOLED Full HD display. Solid battery, 4500 milliamps, and rapid charging, 200 more milliamps than the N10, so that's an increase from last year's N10 model. The downside on that, however, is that instead of the 90 Hz refresh rate that it was provided on the N10, they brought it down to 60 Hz refresh rate. So a big downside for OnePlus in this case. I do, however, enjoy the fingerprint sensor on the middle of the screen, bottom middle of the screen, and it has a quite quick response. It doesn't remind me of a cheap phone whatsoever, but it does remind me of a Samsung A53, obviously $200 less, which is not too bad for this phone itself. Now, what I do not like about this phone is that if we go to the OS, the operating systems about this, is that it's only given us Android 11. We're already on Android 12, and for whatever reason, OnePlus has decided to cheap out on the OS updates. Okay. However, they are providing 3 years of security patches. At least that's what OnePlus is saying. But as we continue to review this device, you're gonna notice that it is coming with some specs that might be outdated, maybe sometime in the next few months, if not at the end of the year. So let's check that out even more. When we look at the camera, I've gone ahead and did a little testing earlier on today. You can see that as you zoom in, it does become very grainy. Resolution is lost for this 64 megapixel camera. Zooming out, however, you get somewhat of a nice resolution, but still the shadows to the saturation of the device and the camera, not all there. It does have these bulgy looking cameras, which is not too bad to look at. However, I don't think we are there yet where, you know, OnePlus was getting the idea of putting two big cameras at sort. Kind of looks funky to me, but then again, Nokia has been doing their own thing and they're succeeding with their cameras, so let's see where OnePlus goes here. What I was referring to earlier is that it may be outdated in the sense that we are moving over to Wi-Fi 6 and this device is only capable of Wi-Fi 5. Okay, so for those who are not techy enough, maybe this doesn't pertain to you, but if it is, that's more of something you want to look at. Okay, when we talk about Bluetooth as well, it's only capable to 5.1 as opposed to 5.2. Why do I say this? Because again, sometime during the next few months, even year, this phone is going to be outdated and you're only going to be able to use what is available for just this device. Okay, that means the OS, that means all the integration and specs of that. Another big miss here that I am not a fan of is the removal of stereo, and now they're only going with a mono speaker, meaning that you are only able to hear from the bottom of the speaker as opposed to the N10 where we had dual speakers, top and bottom. Okay, so that could also mean the reason as to the price drop from the N10 to this year's N20. However, the device does pack a punch when it's on full blast. Let me go ahead and show you what I mean by that. This is a commercial from OnePlus. Quite loud in my opinion, but just not loud enough for myself, especially when I am looking at videos. I tend to cover the speaker so the sound is not just fully there for me. But that'll do it for my review. I know there are other reviews out there that goes into details with what comes on the device, you know, what's exactly on the top and bottom, but that's kind of a given. I'm just doing a full review based on my opinion of the N20. If you like this, go ahead and like. Once again, subscribe if you haven't done so, or feel free to comment anything that I may have missed and I could do a follow-up review or video. All right, cheers. Thanks for watching. Inca Tech out.